my commitment is the same as what I told you yesterday, which is we're walking away from this workshop with a blueprint to create at least 3 lead gen funnels. We've already done the work yesterday of dialing in your ideal client avatars. We've gotten into the messaging and how to identify the problems that we need to solve. We're going to jump into lead magnets. Today we're going to do kind of all the follow-up around that, how to blueprint out landing pages, follow-up sequence, all of that. I just want to be crystal clear, whether you engaged any of the solutions that we offered or not, you're still doing the same thing here today. Like, it doesn't matter. I still want you walking away from this workshop with a blueprint and a plan to execute that blueprint. Does that make sense to everybody? Mm-hmm. All right. So here we are. So yesterday we kind of did the big picture, and we got clear on ideal client avatars. You guys had conversations with clients over lunch. And then we talked about specific problems that you can help your prospects solve. And so everybody, before I let you leave the room yesterday, everybody should have at least 3 entries on page 38 of your workbook. So let's double check that we're all on the same page. Page 38 of your workbook. Everybody have at least 3 problems identified?
Yes.
Okay. So now, what are we going to do with that information? We're going to start blueprinting out this funnel. And it starts with creating your first lead magnet. And so we're going to outline lead magnets. And just as a refresher, we talked about it yesterday, the idea of a lead magnet, it's a free piece of value, whether it's a PDF, whether it's a webinar, whether it's a live event. It is a free piece of information that you are giving to your prospects in order to help them solve a very specific problem. That's why we spent all this time yesterday getting clear on what are the problems that your prospects have. And so just by way of illustration, I showed this yesterday too, but the How to Manage Marketing team does a great job with this stuff. And so this is an example of a lead magnet. The 150 ways to get new clients checklist. Super clear, super obvious. It solves a very specific, obvious problem, right? I also want to be clear that a lead magnet doesn't have to be necessarily just like a written PDF. Okay, a lot of people, that's probably the most common, is it's like a PDF or a free report. Those are good places to start. I'm definitely going to encourage you to at least outline 1 or 2 of those today. But a lead magnet can also be a webinar. It can be an event. It can be a lunch and learn. So, this is another example. This is Morgan & Morgan, and this is a live question and answer session for injured workers that have questions about workers' comp. So let's just be clear, a lead magnet is not necessarily a PDF or a white paper. Make sense? All right, so how to create a powerful lead magnet. And remember, the objective of this strategy is to get your prospects to raise their hands and basically signify and announce, hey, I have this problem. That's what kicks off the whole rest of the funnel, the follow-up marketing, and everything builds from there. So, a powerful lead magnet. Number 1, it speaks directly to the pain point or the opportunity facing your prospect. Like we talked about yesterday, there's the surface level problem or the legal problem, but what's really powerful is the emotion underlying it, right? The personal problem, the emotional problem that the legal problem has created, or the opportunity that the legal problem has created. And so the messaging that we create as we go through this process needs to be dialed into the deeper level emotional, personal reasons that are caused by the problem. So think about the Procter & Gamble ad that I showed you guys yesterday, where Procter & Gamble is selling diapers and paper towels, but they did it through a really powerful, compelling, emotional argument dialed directly into their target market. So that's what we're going for here. We're not talking about the technicalities of how to create a prenup agreement. We're speaking to the deep underlying issues, the fear or the stress or the shame or whatever caused by that issue, right? Clear? A powerful lead magnet has a powerful title. You have to sell it with the title. Otherwise, you're just not going to get anybody's attention. So the how to manage example of 151 ways to get new clients, I mean, what more do you really need to know than that title? Like, either you're going to download that because you have that problem, or you're not. If you have a problem attracting clients, you're gonna go get that resource. The title sells it. An effective lead magnet solves at least one specific problem for your prospect. It needs to solve a specific problem. It needs to feel to them like a step towards resolution of whatever that problem is. So if it's the legal problem is that engaged Evan, which was somebody's persona over here, which I loved, knows that he needs a prenup, doesn't really know where to begin, and also is conflicted because he feels bad asking for it and he's worried about being judged, the lead magnet needs to not just say, these are the 3 steps to create a prenup. It needs to say, here's how you get started, and it needs to speak to the underlying emotions, the shame, the guilt, the fear of being judged, whatever. As always, and we went over this yesterday, it needs to be focused on the prospect, on their problem, not on yourself, not how great you are, not how great your firm is, not how many years of experience you have. An effective lead magnet needs to feel simple, like it needs to feel like a baby step, like we talked about yesterday. You can't offer somebody something that feels like it's going to be 30 hours of homework, right? Because everybody's busy, nobody's got time for that. So it needs to be relatively simple, quick, and just feel like a first step. An effective lead magnet also includes a clear call to action at the end, because you want them to download the lead magnet, you want them to read it, you want them to come to the event, but you also need them to take the next step in your funnel. So 99 out of 100 times, that call to action is going to be schedule a consult, right? Now that you've consumed this, now that you've raised your hand and identified yourself as somebody that has a problem, now that I've begun to build rapport with you, now I need you to go ahead and schedule a consultation. So just to kind of get your mind working, not even sure if you guys are going to be able to read this, it's small text. Possible lead magnets. The 7 things every struggling restaurant owner needs to know before declaring bankruptcy. Very specific problem. Restaurant owner considering bankruptcy. What do I need to know? What do I need to think about? Top 10 things to know if you've been injured in a car accident in California, Florida, whatever. Super simple. Only person that's really going to be interested in that is somebody that's been injured in a car accident or knows somebody who was injured in a car accident. So they raise their hand, they download the report, and now you've identified somebody who obviously has a problem that you want to help them solve. 5 critical estate planning documents that you must have in place by age 50. Clear, direct, solves an obvious problem. So, we're going to get into this exercise. So we have calls scheduled at lunch, correct? Calls scheduled at lunch. We're going to interview more prospects. Some of you have we're going to interview more past clients. Some of you have calls starting as soon as 12 o'clock. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got about an hour for this. We're going to dive in, and it starts on page 42. And you're going to do this. We need to do 3 of these. And if it takes the full hour, that's totally fine. If it takes longer, that's totally fine. We need to get 3 of these done. And remember, the reason why is because we don't know which one is going to work. We don't know for sure if any is going to work. If I send you out of here with a plan for one campaign and it flops because we didn't think of something, because we weren't aware of a certain market condition, like, you're in a bad spot. If we create 3, we've got a really good chance of at least one of them working, if not 2, if not 3. So that's why we're doing 3 of these. This all builds on itself. So back on whatever page, like 38, you already created your list of the top 3 problems that you're going to solve, and you identified the persona you're going to solve it for. So you just take that information, and on page 43, write in who is the avatar for this lead magnet, what is the problem you're going to solve, and remember, maybe write the legal problem and also backslash the personal problem, right? The surface level problem backslash the emotional deep problem. Next item is you're going to think about what format you want to do this in. Do you want to do it as a checklist, as a free report, as a webinar, as a in-person event, as a video seminar? This is about the format, right? What format are you going to create it in? I want you to come up with a draft title. What are you going to call this thing? Remember, we want to try to we want to sell it just with the title. Like your title when you come to the microphone should make me want to download this thing or sign up for this thing. And then I want you to go as far as to actually start outlining it. So let's say you went with 5 critical estate planning documents you must have in place by age 50. I want you to actually outline, like bullet point, what are those 5 things? Maybe outline what pain points, what emotions you want to touch on. Because I literally want you to have a functional outline that we can pass to a copywriter and get this thing done. If you feel ambitious and you want to get it done yourself this weekend, cool. I want you to have an outline to start from. Okay, so we're going to do 3 of these. What I want to do as far as, because I know there's going to be a lot of questions, and I want to be sure everybody's getting kind of the one-on-one attention here. So myself, rather than lining up at the microphone, myself and the CEO team are going to just kind of circulate. If you have questions, raise your hand. We'll get to you. We might come kind of look over your shoulder. I want to be sure everybody is on the right track. So remember, it has to build on page 38. So on the top of page 43, write the target market, identify the problem you're going to solve, think through the format, create a title that's going to sell this to me, and then start outlining. Okay, a couple questions. I'll take them real quick. Sorry, can we get a mic, or do you mind coming to the mic?
Did you want 3 for each avatar? Because I know you said if
No.
one doesn't work, or did you want 1 for
We're doing 3 campaigns. So if your top 3 are all the same avatar, then it'll be 3 for that avatar. But we're doing 3 of these total, not 9.
Okay, thank you.
Is that clear? Eric?
So can they be exactly the same except targeting different avatars?
Yeah, except they're not going to be exactly the same because they're targeting different avatars.
Well, the 7 critical steps you have to take to raise capital for that real estate project.
Yeah.
The 7 critical steps you have to take to raise capital for your hedge fund.
At the very least, you've got to, like you gave the example yesterday of some of your people are cryptocurrency investors.
Right.
So the title is definitely going to be different. The guts of the lead magnet might be similar because it's the same 7 steps.
Right.
But you need to make the cryptocurrency one specific to a crypto trader. Even if it's very, very similar, but it needs to be speaking directly to the actual avatar, right? Because we talked about that yesterday. It's much more appealing if you speak directly to the specific avatar. Perfect. Any other questions that are going to be relevant to everybody in the room? If it's kind of like a one-on-one question, let's do it one-on-one. Is this a...
I think it's relevant. I'm just thinking about how to craft this for a potential referral source as opposed to a potential new client.
Yeah.
And so how would you frame that? Is it, 7 things you should know about how this is going to make you look good? 7 things, like what is the content?
I don't, and it's a really good question. I'm actually really glad you brought it up. Let's not do a lead magnet targeted towards your referral sources. Okay, there are other ways that we can keep referral sources engaged. I know some of you get a ton of your business from referrals. Think of this lead magnet from the perspective of the end user. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And actually, I was going to follow up on what he was saying, wondering if a lead magnet could be something that our referral source can give them.
Yes.
Go to this website.
That's exactly right. And it's Adam, right? Yes. Yeah, so that's how this works. You create a lead magnet that is super relevant to the end user, and then you can give that to your referral sources. And you say, hey, Mr. Referral Source, when any of your clients have this issue, I created a report for them or a video thing for them, and you ask them to share it with their clients. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. All right, awesome. So we're going to circulate. You guys get started. If we could get some music.
Hey.
Hey.
All right. So our target market are homeowners with home improvement projects that have gone bad.
Okay.
Our draft title is the 5 things to know before you fire your contractor.
Love it.
Basically, the problems we're solving are, unrealized expectations, the feelings that, they didn't get what they paid for, regaining control over their home and their project from an abusive contractor.
I like it. So again, the title was 5 things to know before you fire
your contractor.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. Nice. Love it. Cool. Good work.
Hi, I'm Trent with Shoop Legal. Plan today for peace of mind tomorrow. We do estate planning and business law. So one thing that we kind of already did is we created a guide basically on how to buy a business the right way.
Okay.
And we're already having the landing page built, but we just had a thought right now how to make it sound more engaging, So our target market is an entrepreneur that's purchasing a small business. The problem that we're helping solve is a lot of times they're afraid of just getting screwed over in the deal. Buying a business that is defunct. And right now our title is like how to buy a business right. But we were thinking if it would attract more people if we said how not to get screwed in buying a business.
It would. Or you could do something like how to buy a business without getting screwed. How to buy a business without ruining your life. How to buy a business without creating a 10-year nightmare. Let's get a little bit, let's paint the picture. Remember in lesson 3, we talked about defining the stakes, right? So how to buy a business right, okay, but how to buy a business so that your life doesn't become a living hell, now we define the stakes. Make sense?
Exactly, yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah, I love it. Hey.
How you doing? My name is Charles Hatley from Virginia Beach. We do divorce and trust and estates, and what I was thinking about was a younger trust and estate client, like sub 50 years old. And format is digital. What I'm trying to do is create a quiz. Like, what do you need for your trust and estate? So they go through and they click and they put in I have kids under 18, I have this much assets, I have this, and then we kick out a result that says you need a trust, you need a revocable trust, revocable trust, you need a will, and they put in their email address to get that result.
Okay. So just, I guess, a couple questions. Have you created that quiz already?
I emailed somebody at our office to work on it right now.
Okay. Because creating a quiz like that, just from experience, having seen a few of these things, it takes a little bit of work to actually dial it in. It might be more difficult. It might be more work than you really need to do. What was the problem that you're solving?
Problem we're solving is supporting their children after they pass, in the event of a untimely passing.
Okay, so your avatar is a parent, and you're helping them solve the problem of how to make sure your kids are provided for should you pass away.
Exactly.
So honestly, why not just do a report or do a video that says 5 things you need to do to protect your kids in case you pass away? I just feel like that would be a lot easier than creating a quiz.
It might be. I was just thinking, I'm an idiot for quizzes. If you put a quiz online, I will actually click through it every single time and put in my email address, get the results.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to pull that off, if your team can pull that off and create a quiz, that'll great, go for it. I just know that might be a little more work than just creating a simple video. So, and honestly, the best thing is test both.
Yes.
What if you just do a report, and then what if you also do a quiz, and what a fun A/B test. Let's see which campaign performs better.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Cool. I love the direction.
Hey, how's it going? James Maddox, personal injury, Houston, Texas. The target audience is injured working husbands and men. The problem we're looking to solve is the worries about missing work, and who will be able to pretty much bring money into the household. The format, I want to do short information of video, preferably Jimbo. The title, Wrecks Should Not Wreck Your Life, Protect Yourself and Your Family.
Sorry, say the title again?
Wrecks should not wreck your life, protect yourself and your family.
Yeah.
And then essentially the outline.
The only thing I'm going to suggest there is include how to. So wrecks should not wreck your life. How to protect your family.
Okay.
And guys, just in general, like, don't go. I know I asked you to create a draft title that's sexy. Don't like kill yourselves trying to wordsmith this. Give it your best shot, but like, you'll hand this to a copywriter, or you'll have time if you decide to do it yourself. You don't have to like completely wordsmith this thing to death. Just make sure we get the gist of it here. And I really like what you got. I think it's good.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, all right, so, we are target markets, an immigrant that entered the U.S. legally.
Legally or illegally?
Really, it's both.
Okay.
Both have this question.
Okay.
So I put down 1 and 2. One's like if they entered legally, the other one's if they entered without
Okay.
permission.
So what are we talking about right now? Which one are you talking about right now?
Both have the same question.
Okay.
Both.
But let's
That's
think
why I
of,
thought this would be good for, okay, good,
they're different people though.
okay.
Like, they may have the same problem, but you probably have two different lead magnets, right? Because they're they're different people with a different set of concerns, I would assume.
Yeah, both of them had the same concern, like when I spoke to them.
Okay.
Both sets basically were scared about what would happen if they were picked up by immigration.
Okay.
And so
Okay, so they're here, whether they entered illegally or not, they're here illegally. Is that correct?
They're an immigrant here, and they're subject to being picked up by immigration at any point, potentially.
Okay, so they
Right.
they do not have legal status. Like they,
Right. A lot of them don't have legal status, but even if you're here legally, I've had people that are here legally that get picked up by immigration. Like, until you're a U.S. citizen, like, you may be here, but it's not guaranteed,
okay,
right?
okay,
And so even the ones that are here legally also are scared about what would happen if I'm picked up by immigration.
Okay.
What would happen if I was moved to a secondary location at the airport, coming back home. And so I basically looked at the 5 things you need to know if you're arrested by immigration. And it would be a video.
if they are, so I like that. My only concern is if they've already been arrested. So is the hope that you're getting this to them before they've been arrested, like preventatively?
This is just educational, right?
Yeah, okay,
The
so
hope
it's
is
kind
to
of like
get
a
this
know
out
your
as
rights thing.
educational.
It's kind of like know what to do
Yeah.
if,
Right.
in case you are arrested or harassed by immigration.
Okay.
Yeah? Is that
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
thinking?
that's what I was
I like
going
it.
for.
I like it a lot. Yeah, it's
Okay.
almost like know your rights. Like know
Yeah.
your rights, know what
Right.
to do, know how to handle the
Right.
situation.
Right.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay. So what would you name that then as the title?
Anybody got ideas? I heard a few murmurs. Do you know what to do if immigration picks you up? I like it. How to prepare what you need to know in case you're harassed by immigration.
Okay, thanks.
Something like. Yeah. What you need to do, what you need to know.
Okay. Okay.
Test
I like
them.
that.
You know.
All
Yeah.
right, thanks.
It's good. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kristen Boone. I'm the owner of Boone Legal. We help people and families create certainty in life's uncertain moments. My target market for this is parents with young children who have an annual income of greater than $150,000 a year. The problem that I would be solving is that the probate process, this is probably too detailed. The probate process results in children inheriting assets outright at age 18 unless you do something to plan around that process. So
Okay.
it's more like it's an educational piece about what you need to do for your family.
So give me that in
Yeah.
English.
Okay.
Because
okay.
I'm not a lawyer.
I think I'm going to answer it though in a second.
Okay, perfect.
So I think the format would be a 15-minute video explaining what estate planning is. And the draft title is, do you know what would happen to your kids if you didn't make it home tonight?
Love it.
Okay, so I guess my
The
question-
only thing I'm going to tweak on that draft title is I wouldn't just say, do you know? I would say how to make sure your kids are protected in case you don't make it home tonight.
Okay,
Because I want to be clear that we're helping them, we are solving a problem for them.
okay.
It's not just a scare tactic. It's not just like, ooh, do you know what happens? It's, I'm going to give you some information so that if it happens, you're prepared. Right?
Yeah,
Make
yeah.
sense?
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Repeat which part?
How to protect your kids if you don't make it home tonight? Something like
Yeah.
that.
How to protect your kids
How to
in
protect your
case you don't
kids.
make it home tonight. Yeah.
Can you end at that if it's a short ad?
You know,
What do you need to do? To
this is where we get
protect
into
small
some
children?
nuance that you can kind of work through as this is being executed, but like, you don't want to just leave it at how to protect your kids because that could be referring to so many different things.
Okay.
Like that could be referring to give them a helmet when they go biking. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So like we need to give them some context, but whether that's in the title or in the text of the ad or whatever, like we'll communicate that.
Got it. Thank you.
Hey,
Hey, Danny. Adam Diane from New York City. There's two sides to my practice. One is special education law. The other is special needs trust.
Yep.
So this is for parents trying to identify whether their child is struggling in school. And so I came up with top 10 signals your child is struggling in school so you can stop stressing about whether you are failing your child.
I like it. I'm hearing a title maybe something like warning signs, 7 warning signs that your child may be struggling at school.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's enough. I don't think you have to get so that you can protect your child like necessarily into the title of it.
What about getting that pain point in there that taps into what the parent is feeling?
So that's valid. And maybe it's something like, it could be protect your child. 7 signs that your kid is struggling in school. The gist of it is great. Let's not worry about exactly wordsmithing that. The gist of what you have there is really good.
Okay, and then there's some parents who are daunted by the, legal fees or the cost of getting services, and so for them, I came up with how to secure the support your special needs child requires without breaking the bank.
Yeah. Or maybe, without destroying your finances. Yes, it's great. Breaking the bank, whether that's the exact phrase we use or not, I don't know. You can work that out with a copywriter, but something along those lines, great.
All right, and
Yeah.
then just last one, for parents who are looking to set up a special needs trust to secure their kids' financial future. These are generally high-income parents looking to do that. So what about something like setting up a special needs trust so you could sleep at night knowing how your child will be taken care of financially when you're gone?
I like it. It's just long. Read it again.
Setting up a special needs trust so you can sleep at night knowing how your child will be taken care of financially when you're gone.
So again, this is really just getting into like wordsmithing territory at this point, but what about like how to protect your children by setting up a special needs trust? And then, elsewhere you talk about sleep better at night, you know what I mean?
So incorporate that stuff, sleeping better at night, into the
To the
content
outline.
of the
into the content.
okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's really good, Adam. I like it. All right, two more right now, and then I want to stop taking questions at the mic just so everybody can concentrate and keep working.
Edwin Flores from Los Angeles, California. We do DUI and criminal defense, and the problem that I'm trying to solve is a driver's license suspension. The pain point is, being able to continue driving to work, not losing their job. And the format would be like a PDF, or it could be also video. Title we have is, I have 2 titles, and I don't know which one sounds better, but one of them is a step-by-step guide to ensure you can drive yourself to work, or a step-by-step guide to protect your license after you're getting a DUI.
I really like the second one. How to protect, read the second one again?
Step-by-step guide to protect your license after getting a DUI.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hi, Danny.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, so from what I learned from my interviews, my guys really are concerned about like getting the deal done, like it not being confused and not stalling out and it not, that's what they want. So what I want to do is put together a document that's like blueprints out the step by step or
Yeah.
clears up the confusion, what they need to do. So I'm just struggling with, professional blueprint for raising capital for real estate to get the deal done.
What about like raising capital? How to get the deal done quickly?
How to get the deal done quickly? I don't know about quickly, but
How to get the deal done? How to get the deal done?
right.
There you go. Or how to get the deal done? Without waiting a decade. Like, I don't know, something to convey. You could say as quickly as possible. You could say rapidly. Like, you're on the right track.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.